Fruit is nature's candy, packed with vitamins and fiber. At least that's what you've been told. But for seniors, those healthy fruit products hide shocking secrets. Sugar bombs disguised as juice, canned fruit swimming in heavy metals. Your heart, kidneys, and blood pressure are under attack. Today, we expose 9 fruit products to avoid and 2 actually worth your trust. Coming in at number 9, we've got Welch's 100% grape juice. The label screams 100% juice and no sugar added. Sounds perfect, right? But here's what Welch's doesn't want you to know. A single 8-ounce glass contains nearly 36 grams of sugar. That's more than a full-size Snickers bar. For seniors managing diabetes, blood pressure medications, or kidney function, that sugar bomb hits your system like a freight train. When fruit is juiced, the fiber is stripped away entirely. Fiber slows down sugar absorption. Without it, grape juice floods your bloodstream with glucose almost instantly. Your pancreas scrambles to produce insulin. Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes hard. For anyone on metformin or other diabetes medications, this roller coaster can throw off your entire day. Or worse, land you in the emergency room. But the sugar isn't the only problem. Independent testing by Consumer Reports found that many grape juice brands, including some Welch's varieties, contained detectable levels of heavy metals like arsenic and lead. These toxins accumulate in your body over time. They don't flush out easily. For seniors with compromised kidney function, heavy metals can accelerate decline. One study found chronic low-level arsenic exposure increases cardiovascular disease risk by up to 30%. Picture yourself in the juice aisle. You reach for that familiar purple bottle. The grapes on the label look fresh. Everything about this product says, trust me. The bottle promises wholesome fruit goodness. The reality is liquid sugar laced with invisible toxins. Your doctor told you to eat more fruit. They absolutely did not mean this. At number 8, we have Dole fruit bowls in 100% fruit juice. Dole has built its reputation on being the trusted name in fruit. Those little plastic fruit cups seem so convenient. Pre-portioned, ready to eat, sitting innocently in the lunch aisle. The packaging proudly declares in 100% fruit juice, as if that makes it healthy. But peel back that foil lid and look closer. What does 100% fruit juice actually mean? It's typically a blend of concentrated juices, pear juice, grape juice, apple juice, chosen not for nutrition but for sweetness. Each cup contains 15 to 18 grams of sugar. The American Heart Association recommends seniors limit sugars to about 25 grams daily for women and 36 for men. One fruit cup eats up more than half your daily allowance before lunch. But here's where it gets worse. The fruit is often processed months before reaching your table. It's heated, treated with preservatives, and sealed in plastic that may leach chemicals when stored improperly. BPA and phthalates are endocrine disruptors that interfere with your hormones. For seniors dealing with thyroid issues or blood pressure fluctuations, this chemical exposure adds another layer of risk. Consumer complaints report discolored fruit, off-putting textures, and even mold hidden beneath the surface. That slimy peach slice you thought was overripe? It might be bacterial contamination. Imagine peeling back that foil and catching a whiff of something sour. For seniors with weakened immune systems, one bad cup could mean hospitalization. Dole promises convenience and nutrition. What they deliver is sugar-soaked, chemically treated fruit that may be compromising your health with every bite. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposés. Now at number 7, Ocean Spray Craisins. Dried cranberries seem like the perfect healthy snack. They're portable, they're tasty, they seem so sensible. Toss them in a salad for color and flavor. Sprinkle them on oatmeal for a fruity boost. Grab a handful from your desk drawer for an afternoon pick-me-up. Ocean Spray has convinced millions of Americans that craisins are a smart, heart-healthy choice. The bag features images of plump, red cranberries fresh from the bog, mist rising from cool autumn water. Everything about the packaging screams natural and wholesome. But what's actually inside that colorful bag tells a very different story. Here's the truth they don't advertise anywhere on that package. Cranberries are naturally extremely tart, almost inedibly sour on their own. Go ahead and try eating a raw cranberry sometime. Your face will pucker so hard, your eyes will water. To make cranberries palatable enough that people will actually enjoy eating them, manufacturers pump them absolutely full of sugar. A single quarter-cup serving of craisins contains 29 grams of sugar. 29 grams. Let that number sink in. That's more sugar than a glazed donut from Krispy Kreme. More sugar than a serving of chocolate ice cream. More sugar than many candy bars. For seniors monitoring blood glucose levels, this is devastating news. You thought you were making a healthy choice, You felt good about yourself at the grocery store. You told your doctor you've been eating more fruit. Meanwhile, you were actually spiking your blood sugar dramatically while believing you were doing something good for your body. That betrayal of trust cuts deep when you realize the truth. But wait, Ocean Spray also sells reduced sugar craisins, right? Surely those are the better option. You've seen them on the shelf in the slightly different package. Not quite. To reduce the sugar content while maintaining sweetness, they add artificial sweeteners like sucralose. Recent research has linked artificial sweeteners to disrupted gut bacteria. Your microbiome, which controls so much of your health, gets thrown out of balance. Studies also show artificial sweeteners can cause increased cravings for sweet foods and even glucose intolerance over time. You're trading one problem for another, equally concerning problem. And let's not forget the sulfites lurking in that bag. Dried fruits often contain sulfur dioxide as a preservative to maintain that appealing red color and extend shelf life for months or even years. For seniors taking certain blood pressure medications, particularly ACE inhibitors, or those with sulfite sensitivity, this chemical can trigger headaches, breathing difficulties, flushing, and severe allergic reactions. That innocent-looking bag of dried cranberries could send you to the hospital. The bog-fresh imagery promises nature's pure goodness. The ingredient list reveals what it actually is. Candy masquerading as fruit. Most people have no idea how to find dried fruit that won't spike their blood sugar or trigger dangerous medication interactions. But we'll break it down step by step at the very end of this video, so don't go anywhere. Number 6 brings us to Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice. Orange juice is practically an American institution. It's been the breakfast drink of choice for generations. Every diner in the country serves it. Every hotel breakfast buffet features it prominently. Every family kitchen seems to have a carton of Tropicana sitting in the refrigerator door. The brand has spent decades and billions of dollars building trust with phrases like pure premium and 100% orange juice. The imagery of Florida sunshine and fresh-picked oranges is burned into our collective consciousness. Surely this is the real deal. Surely Tropicana can be trusted. Think again. First, let's address the sugar problem once more, because it cannot be overstated. An 8-ounce glass of Tropicana orange juice contains about 22 grams of sugar. That's equivalent to nearly 6 teaspoons of pure white sugar dumped directly into your morning glass. Would you ever sit down at breakfast and spoon 6 teaspoons of sugar into a glass of water and drink it? Of course not. But that's essentially what you're doing with orange juice. Your body doesn't distinguish between sugar from oranges and sugar from a candy bar once the fiber has been removed through juicing. It all hits your bloodstream in exactly the same way, causing the same insulin spike, the same pancreatic stress, the same metabolic damage. For seniors managing type 2 diabetes, this morning ritual is daily sabotage. Your fasting glucose numbers keep creeping upward despite your best efforts. Your doctor increases your medication dosage and expresses concern. You feel frustrated and confused because you're trying so hard to be healthy. And all the while, you genuinely believe that morning glass of orange juice was helping you get your vitamins and start the day right. But here's something even more disturbing that most consumers don't know. Most commercial orange juice, including Tropicana and other major brands, goes through a process called deaeration. The fresh squeezed juice is heated to high temperatures and stripped of oxygen. This prevents spoilage during the many months it sits in massive, million-gallon storage tanks. But this industrial process also strips away the natural flavor compounds that make orange juice taste like fresh oranges. To make the stored juice taste like freshly squeezed oranges again, companies add what the industry calls flavor packs. These are proprietary blends of orange essence and oils created by the same fragrance companies that make perfumes. These flavor packs don't have to be listed on the ingredient label because they're technically derived from oranges. But the juice in your glass might be a year old. It's been artificially reflavored by chemists to simulate freshness. Independent laboratory testing has also found concerning levels of glyphosate in various orange juice brands. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in Roundup weed killer. Long-term exposure to glyphosate has been linked to kidney damage, gut microbiome disruption, and potential cancer risks. The World Health Organization classified it as probably carcinogenic to humans. For seniors already dealing with age-related kidney function decline, this is another invisible assault on your health hiding in that innocent glass of juice. Tropicana promises fresh squeezed purity in every carton. What you're actually drinking is processed, stored for months, chemically reflavored, and potentially contaminated liquid sugar. What's the worst healthy fruit product you've ever bought thinking it was good for you? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. Coming in at number 5 is Mott's applesauce. Applesauce feels so wholesome and comforting. It's soft and easy to eat, gentle on sensitive stomachs, perfect for seniors dealing with dental issues, digestive sensitivities, or difficulty swallowing harder foods. Mott's has been a household name for well over a century, since 1842 in fact. Parents feed it to babies taking their first bites of real food. Grandparents eat it as a gentle dessert or afternoon snack. It's practically American comfort food. How could anything possibly be wrong with simple applesauce made from simple apples? The problems start, as they so often do, with the sugar content. Original Mott's applesauce contains added high-fructose corn syrup. Yes, they add extra sweetener to a product made from apples, which are already naturally sweet. Even their natural varieties contain significant sugar from concentrated apple juice added to boost sweetness beyond what the apples alone provide. A single serving cup can deliver 22 grams of sugar. That's not a healthy snack. That's not a gentle dessert. That's a concentrated sugar injection going directly into your system. High fructose corn syrup is particularly problematic for seniors, and here's why. Unlike regular glucose, which your whole body can use for energy, fructose is processed almost entirely by your liver. When you consume excessive fructose, your liver gets overwhelmed. Research has definitively linked excessive fructose consumption to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, dramatically increased triglyceride levels, and worsening insulin resistance. For seniors already managing cholesterol issues or monitoring liver function, eating Mott's applesauce regularly is like pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire. But the sugar content isn't even the scariest part of this story. In recent years, multiple baby food and children's applesauce products have been recalled due to dangerous lead contamination. The most alarming case was a massive 2023 recall involving cinnamon applesauce pouches that revealed extremely dangerous lead levels. The contamination caused documented illness in hundreds of children across multiple states. Children experienced symptoms including abdominal pain, vomiting, and neurological effects. While Mott's wasn't directly implicated in that specific recall, the incident exposed just how vulnerable the entire applesauce supply chain is to contamination at every stage. From pesticides on the apples themselves, to processing facilities with outdated equipment, to packaging materials that can leach toxins. Lead accumulates in bones and organs over decades. It never fully leaves your body. For seniors who have already been exposed to lead from paint in older homes, lead pipes in aging water systems, and environmental sources throughout their lives, any additional exposure from food is particularly dangerous. Lead toxicity can accelerate cognitive decline, increase blood pressure unpredictably, damage kidneys permanently, and cause symptoms that mimic dementia. The cheerful Mott's logo with its friendly red apple promises simple, wholesome fruit. The reality is sugar-loaded, potentially contaminated mush that your body simply does not need and cannot handle safely. At number 4, we find Sun-Maid raisins. The little red box with the smiling sunbonneted woman has been an American icon for over a century. Sun-Maid raisins have been tucked into lunchboxes since your grandparents were children. They seem so innocent and natural. Just dried grapes, right? Nature's candy in a convenient little box. What could be simpler or more wholesome than fruit that's been dried in the California sunshine? Let's start with what you probably already suspect but hope isn't true. Raisins are extremely high in concentrated sugar. Here's the science. When grapes are dried, approximately 75% of their weight is water that evaporates. But the sugar doesn't evaporate with the water. It stays behind, becoming dramatically more concentrated. A tiny quarter-cup serving of Sun-Maid raisins, which is about what fits in your palm, packs 25 grams of sugar. But here's the thing. Most people don't stop at a measured quarter cup. Nobody sits down with measuring cups to portion their raisins. A handful here while cooking. A sprinkle there on your morning cereal. A few more while watching television. Before you know it, you've consumed more sugar than drinking a can of Coca-Cola, and you thought you were being healthy. For seniors with diabetes or pre-diabetes, raisins can cause rapid blood sugar spikes that medications struggle to control. The glycemic index of raisins is surprisingly high at around 64. For comparison, white bread has a glycemic index of 75. This means raisins affect your blood sugar almost as dramatically as eating white bread. That's not what most people expect from fruit. But the concentrated sugar is only part of the problem with conventional raisins. Grapes, the source of all raisins, are among the most pesticide-contaminated fruits available anywhere in the produce section. The Environmental Working Group, a respected nonprofit research organization, consistently ranks grapes among the dirty dozen. This is the annual list of produce with the highest pesticide residue levels. They've found up to 56 different pesticide residues on conventionally grown grapes. When those pesticide-coated grapes are dried into raisins, the pesticides become more concentrated right along with the sugar. The water leaves. The chemicals stay. Long-term pesticide exposure has been linked in numerous studies to neurological problems, including Parkinson's disease, hormone disruption that can affect thyroid function, and increased cancer risk. For seniors already concerned about cognitive decline, struggling with thyroid issues, and facing elevated cancer risks simply due to age, adding concentrated pesticide residue to your daily diet is absolutely the last thing you need. Sun-Maid has also faced consumer complaints about quality control issues. Online reviews mention stems mixed in with the raisins, reports of debris that doesn't belong, and even insects found in sealed packages. That chewy sweetness might come with an unwanted surprise. The sunny packaging with its wholesome imagery promises nature's goodness. The reality is, sugar bombs coated in pesticide residue from fruit you would never eat fresh without washing thoroughly. Number 3 on our list is Minute Maid Fruit Punch. Walk down any grocery store beverage aisle and you'll see Minute Maid Fruit Punch in bright, cheerful bottles that practically glow with color. The label features beautiful images of ripe oranges, plump cherries, and fresh grapes. Droplets of condensation suggest refreshing coolness. It looks refreshing, it looks fruity, it looks healthy. It is absolutely none of those things. Let's be completely clear about what this product actually is. Minute Maid Fruit Punch is not fruit juice. It's a fruit-flavored sugar drink. Read the ingredient list carefully. The first ingredient after water, a high fructose corn syrup. Not fruit juice, not fruit concentrate. High fructose corn syrup, the same sweetener found in soda and candy. Actual fruit juice content in this beverage hovers around 5% or less. That's it. A splash of real juice for color and plausible deniability. Yet the branding, the imagery, the fruit pictures covering the bottle, and the strategic placement in the juice aisle rather than the soda aisle all conspire together to make you believe you're choosing something nutritious for yourself and your family. An 8-ounce serving of Minute Maid Fruit Punch contains 24 grams of sugar. But who drinks just 8 ounces? A typical bottle sold at convenience stores is 15 or 20 ounces. Many people drink the whole bottle in one sitting, especially on a hot day. Do the math. You could easily consume 40 to 60 grams of sugar from one bottle without even realizing it. That's more than double the daily recommended sugar limit for seniors. From one drink that you thought was healthy because it had fruit on the label. For anyone managing hypertension or heart disease, the hidden sodium content is another serious concern that goes completely unnoticed. Fruit punch products often contain sodium benzoate as a preservative. This compound can interfere with the effectiveness of blood pressure medications. Research has also linked sodium benzoate to hyperactivity in children and potential cellular damage in laboratory studies. Your cardiovascular medications may not work as intended if you're washing them down with fruit punch. Here's a fact that should make you pause. Minute Maid is owned by Coca-Cola. Let that fully sink in. The same company that profits enormously from selling you sugary soda is also selling you fruit punch, dressed up in healthy-looking packaging with fruit pictures. They employ teams of marketing experts whose entire job is to make you associate their sugar drinks with health. They know exactly what they're doing. They're counting on you not reading the ingredient list carefully. Ever noticed how these brands keep having recalls and contamination warnings, but never fundamentally change their formulas to be healthier? The fruit-covered label promises vitamins and natural refreshment. What you're actually drinking is flat soda with a different name, different marketing, and the same health consequence. We're about to reveal the 2 absolute worst offenders on this entire list, and at the very end, the 2 fruit products that are actually safe for seniors. The answer is coming, and it could genuinely change how you shop forever. At number 2, we have Del Monte Canned Fruit Cocktail. Canned fruit cocktail has been a pantry staple in American homes for decades. Your grandmother probably kept several cans in her cupboard at all times. It's affordable, it's shelf-stable for years, and it seems like such an easy, convenient way to get your recommended fruit servings when fresh fruit isn't available or practical. Del Monte has built an empire on those colorful little cubes of peaches, pears, grapes, and cherries swimming in sweet syrup. The can shows beautiful fruit in perfect condition, but what's really floating in that can? What are you actually spooning into your bowl? First, examine the liquid your fruit is swimming in. Most Del Monte fruit cocktail is packed in what the label calls heavy syrup. That sounds almost elegant, doesn't it? In reality, heavy syrup is essentially sugar water. It's water with so much added sugar dissolved into it that it becomes thick and syrupy. A single half-cup serving of fruit cocktail can contain 18 to 21 grams of sugar, and most of that sugar is added. It doesn't come from the fruit itself. Meanwhile, the fruit that's actually in the can has been stripped of much of its original nutritional value during the intense heat and pressure of the canning process. What's left is soft, mushy, sugar-saturated fruit that barely resembles what originally came off the tree. The vibrant colors have faded. The firm textures have dissolved. What you're eating is a shadow of real fruit. Even the no-sugar-added versions have significant problems that consumers don't realize. To maintain an appealing level of sweetness without adding sugar, Del Monte uses artificial sweeteners. These synthetic chemicals can disrupt beneficial gut bacteria that your digestive system depends on. They can leave a chemical aftertaste that many people find unpleasant. Some research suggests artificial sweeteners may actually increase sugar cravings and contribute to metabolic dysfunction over time. You're not solving the sugar problem. You're trading one set of health concerns for a different but equally troubling set of concerns. But here's where the situation becomes truly alarming for your long-term health. Canned goods, including fruit products, often contain BPA in the can lining. Manufacturers use BPA-based epoxy resins to coat the inside of cans and prevent metal corrosion. But these coatings leach chemicals into your food, especially acidic foods like fruit. BPA is a well-documented endocrine disruptor that mimics estrogen in your body. It interferes with your natural hormone balance. For seniors dealing with hormone-sensitive conditions such as prostate issues in men, breast health concerns in women, or thyroid problems in both genders, BPA exposure represents a serious and largely invisible health risk that accumulates with every can you consume. Laboratory testing has also revealed that canned fruits can contain elevated levels of tin, aluminum, and other metals that leach from the can itself into the acidic fruit over time. These metals build up in your body. Over months and years of eating canned fruit, metal accumulation contributes to kidney strain, cognitive issues, and cardiovascular problems. That innocent can of fruit cocktail sitting in your pantry is silently delivering invisible toxins with every single spoonful you eat. The wholesome Del Monte label, with its beautiful fruit imagery, promises fruit goodness and convenience. What you're actually getting is syrup-drowned, chemically contaminated, nutritionally depleted mush that costs your body far more than it provides. Do you think government regulators actually protect consumers, or do they protect the food industry? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. And now coming in at number 1, the absolute worst offender, Naked Juice fruit smoothies. This is the big one. Naked Juice has positioned itself as the ultimate health drink. The bottles feature gorgeous images of fresh fruits. The brand name suggests purity. Nothing hidden, nothing artificial, just naked fruit goodness. Health-conscious seniors see these bottles and believe they've found the perfect solution. They couldn't be more wrong. Let's start with a lawsuit. Naked Juice's parent company, PepsiCo, settled for $9 million. The lawsuit alleged they falsely marketed products as all-natural while containing synthetic vitamins, genetically modified ingredients, and artificial flavorings. PepsiCo agreed to stop using the all-natural label. Millions of consumers had been deceived for years. Now, let's talk about what's in that bottle. A single 15-ounce smoothie can contain 53 to 61 grams of sugar. 61 grams. That's more sugar than 2 full-size Snickers bars combined. In one bottle, you drink in 5 minutes while believing you're being healthy. For seniors with diabetes, this is catastrophic. Your blood glucose spikes to dangerous levels. Your medications can't compensate. You might feel dizzy, fatigued, or confused, and you'll have no idea your healthy smoothie is the culprit. The fiber that slows sugar absorption has been destroyed through processing. The vitamins are synthetic, not natural. The fruit is mostly concentrated juices, grape juice, apple juice, essentially liquid sugar with fruity flavor. Here's the final betrayal. Those bottles cost $5 to $7 each. You're paying premium prices for expensive sugar water dressed in health-conscious marketing. PepsiCo knows health-minded seniors will pay more for perceived quality. They profit while your blood sugar and bank account both suffer. Naked Juice promises pure fruit nutrition. The reality is corporate deception delivering diabetes in a bottle. Now let's talk about the first fruit product that's actually safe and genuinely good for your health. Whole fresh fruit. It sounds almost too simple, too obvious, but the single safest fruit product available is fruit itself. Whole, fresh, completely unprocessed. An actual apple with its skin intact. A real orange you peel yourself, a handful of fresh blueberries you wash in your kitchen, a ripe banana, a perfectly sweet peach in summer. This is what your body was designed over millions of years to consume. This is the original fruit experience that all those processed products are trying unsuccessfully to imitate. When you eat whole fruit, you get the complete nutritional package exactly as nature intended. The fiber is intact, creating a physical matrix that slows down sugar absorption and prevents those dangerous blood sugar spikes we've been discussing. The vitamins and antioxidants are in their natural forms, not synthetic additives manufactured in chemical plants. They come with natural cofactors that help your body absorb and use them properly. The water content hydrates you naturally. There are no added sugars lurking in the ingredient list, no preservatives extending shelf life, no artificial flavors mimicking freshness, no heavy metals leaching from packaging. The scientific evidence is overwhelming and consistent. Studies repeatedly show that people who eat whole fruit have significantly better health outcomes than those who drink fruit juice or consume processed fruit products. This holds true even when the calorie count and sugar content is mathematically similar. The fiber makes all the difference in how your body processes that sugar. Fiber feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, supporting your immune system and digestive health. Fiber helps manage cholesterol levels naturally. Fiber keeps you feeling full and satisfied, so you eat less overall. For seniors managing diabetes, blood pressure issues, or kidney function concerns, whole fruit is infinitely safer than any processed fruit product we've discussed today. Yes, fruit naturally contains sugar in the form of fructose, but in the complete context of intact fiber, natural water content, and cellular plant structure, your body processes it completely differently than the concentrated, stripped-down sugar in juice and processed products. The sugar absorbs slowly. Insulin rises gradually. Blood glucose stays stable. The produce section of your grocery store doesn't have flashy packaging or persuasive marketing slogans. The apples don't promise to change your life. The oranges don't claim they'll make you healthier. But that's exactly the point. Real whole fruit doesn't need advertising to convince you it's healthy. It simply is healthy. It has been healthy for humans for thousands of years before any of these processed products existed. Buy seasonal fruits when possible for the best flavor and nutrition. Buy local from farmers markets when you can. Wash all fruits thoroughly to remove surface pesticide residue before eating. And eat the actual whole fruit, skin and all when appropriate, to get the maximum fiber and nutritional benefit that nature intended. The second safe option we recommend is freeze-dried fruit with no added ingredients. If you need the convenience of portable fruit and long shelf stability that fresh fruit cannot provide, freeze-dried fruit is genuinely your safest processed option. Unlike conventionally dried fruit, which requires added sugar to taste good and sulfites to maintain color, freeze-drying preserves nutrition remarkably well without requiring any of those additives. The science behind the process is elegant. Freeze-drying removes water through a process called sublimation. The fruit is frozen solid first, then placed in a vacuum chamber where the ice transforms directly into vapor without ever becoming liquid water. This gentle process maintains the fruit's original cellular structure, vibrant natural color, and nutrient content in ways that heat drying cannot match. When shopping for freeze-dried fruit, look for products with only one ingredient listed on the label: the fruit itself. Nothing else should appear on that ingredient list. No added sugar of any kind. No preservatives needed because the low moisture prevents bacterial growth. No artificial colors or flavors because the natural characteristics are preserved. Brands like Crispy Green, Natiera, and certain store brands offer single-ingredient freeze-dried options that meet these criteria. Read labels carefully every time you buy. One important caveat about freeze-dried fruit: the sugar is still concentrated compared to fresh fruit because all the water has been removed, just like with conventionally dried fruit. So portion control genuinely matters with these products. A small handful goes a long way. But the critical difference is that you're not adding high fructose corn syrup on top of natural fruit sugars. You're not ingesting sulfur dioxide that triggers reactions in sensitive individuals. You're not consuming artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives with unknown long-term effects. You're eating just fruit in a preserved, concentrated form. Freeze-dried fruit is lightweight, portable, and has an exceptionally long shelf life without requiring refrigeration. It rehydrates almost instantly in your mouth, delivering an intense burst of real fruit flavor that many people find more satisfying than fresh fruit. For seniors who struggle with fresh fruit spoiling before they can eat it all, who have limited refrigerator space, or who travel frequently, freeze-dried options significantly reduce food waste while maintaining meaningful nutritional value. Check labels carefully every single time. Some brands do add sugar, honey, or salt to their freeze-dried fruit products, which completely defeats the purpose of choosing this healthier option. The ingredient list should contain only the fruit name: strawberries, mangoes, apples, nothing else. When you find a trustworthy product that meets these criteria, you can enjoy genuinely convenient fruit without the serious health risks hiding in other processed alternatives. Not all fruit products are created equal. Some products heavily marketed as healthy are anything but healthy. The brands you've trusted for decades, the names your parents and grandparents bought, may be hiding dangerous amounts of sugar, heavy metals, pesticides, and chemical preservatives behind their cheerful labels and wholesome imagery. Your good intentions about eating more fruit are being exploited for corporate profit. Don't risk your health on deceptive marketing any longer. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.